Hi, guess who's back with me today? My favorite nieces, Christy. Christy, how are you today?
Hello, I'm doing wonderful, Aunt Bonnie.
We're going to tell you a story, and it's based sort of on a truth about my sister, Linda, Christy's mom.
My mama.
Yeah, and it's called Ugly Toes. So I hope you enjoy it. There once was a little girl named Bonnie. That would be me. She was raised with 4 brothers and 2 sisters in a very tiny house. We're talking a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. That's tiny, people. Bonnie learned at an early age to share everything, including a bed with her sister Linda. In the wintertime, when it got very cold, she had a hard time trying to keep the blankets on her side of the bed. She would toss and turn, and Linda would pull and tug as they both struggled to keep warm. Now, don't get me wrong, Linda was a great sister, but the real challenge for Bonnie was to face Linda's long, bony toes. As they lay sleeping, Bonnie would open her eyes to the side of Linda's long, bony toes. Since the 2 sisters slept head to toe in a small twin bed, it was not always pleasant to look at those ugly toes. You know how sisters are. You have sisters, Christy.
I have 2, yes.
And we won't even talk about what sisters get into each other about. But it's not usually their ugly toes. But it could be. This was a lesson Bonnie learned early in life. Don't judge people by their toes, even if they are ugly. As the years went by, big sister Linda grew up, married her high school sweetheart, and not only was she the smart one and kind, she was also beautiful. Except for those ugly toes. Most people never saw those ugly toes. Even when she was a teenager, she tried to keep them hidden. She would never, ever wear sandals or go barefoot. Do you go barefoot, Christy?
Not very often.
Not very.
No.
And by the way, we're going to show you Christy's toes later. Stay tuned for that. What, you won't see mine, by the way, because mine aren't so great. One day, when she was at the beach enjoying the warm sun with her toes dug into a hill of sand, a big wave came along and splashed all the sand away. You know how when you're at the beach and you're kind of digging your toes in there, and then the water comes up and changes everything. It happened so fast she didn't have time to hide her toes. She couldn't cover them fast enough, and as she was frantically trying to hide them, 2 boys came hurrying by, trying desperately to catch the next big wave. As they were running by, she overheard them laughing, and then the hurtful words, "Did you see those ugly toes?" This upset Linda so much that from that day on, she very rarely let anyone see her toes. She was born with her ugly toes, just as we all are born with different looking bodies. Maybe you have a crooked nose, or pointed chin, big floppy ears, or stinky feet. I don't know how you get stinky feet born with it. I guess maybe you just have this problem. I don't know. Perhaps you are a different color than the neighbor kid next door or a school friend. Perhaps you are a different shape. We're all tall, short, skinny, fat, oblong, whatever it is. As Linda grew older, she learned to keep her ugly toes painted with beautiful bright toenail polish. But she also learned that some people can be mean and say hurtful things. After all, we are all different in our outward appearances, but all the same inside. This taught Linda a great lesson in empathy and understanding in life, and Bonnie learned that lesson well too. After all, those nights as a little girl sleeping with her sister Linda in that tiny bed with those long, skinny, ugly toes in her face, it became obvious. Those toes weren't so ugly after all. Look what a beautiful sister Linda became. Her kindness to others and thoughtfulness throughout her life were shaped by those unkind words those 2 boys made when she was young and vulnerable. She took a negative and made it a positive. Do you know what empathy means? These are vocabulary words that everyone should know and practice. And I want you to look it up. I want you to talk to your parents, your caregivers, your grandpa, your grandma. What does empathy mean? And you will learn a lesson too. Do you know what the word vulnerable means, Christy? I bet you know the word empathy, am I right? And vulnerability?
I do.
Yes, yes. We learn as we grow, but we can be taught as we're young. Do you know what the word negative means? I bet you know what that is. That's when somebody says something, maybe they kind of put you down for something and you feel like it's a negative thought. How do you handle that? How do you handle that, Christy?
How do I handle negativity? That's one I've had to learn. I've learned that I listen, and if I don't like what's being said or the conversation around me, I just politely remove myself from that situation because I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to hear negative, hurtful things, and I don't want to be drawn into that conversation and get caught up in the negativity and just add to it.
Yeah, there's too much energy for everything else. If you get negative, it's just a downer.
Yeah.
Nobody, yeah. And have you ever noticed that if somebody you hang out with is a negative person, they're always saying things that make you feel bad, that person probably is not your real friend. If they make you feel bad, they're doing that for a reason they don't understand maybe, but it's not a kind thing to do at all. Have you ever had someone say something hurtful to you, and how do you handle it? How do you feel about that? These things all come into play as you grow older, but right now, if you're a young child, you're going to be doing this all the time with friends of yours and siblings and people you run into. People don't always say the right thing. Just like Christy said, just try to get away from that. And if you fill your thoughts with positive things, you will think and see more positive things. It will be like attracted to you. So there's a very famous saying that says, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So that would be my sister Linda's. She was beautiful and didn't even know it with those toes anyway. Do you want to tell us, Christy, what your mom's toes look like? You describe. I'm not making this up, folks.
No, this is nothing made up. Mama's toes were not normal, and she was the first to admit it if you brought it up. And she did, maybe when she was a kid, she hid her toes, but after she had kids, we lived in sunny California, lived in Guam for a little while. I just remember Mom wearing sandals all the time or barefoot, just running barefoot around the house as we kids did. And her big toe was pretty perfect. It was the second toe and then the toe after that. They were as long as fingers. And they stuck way up over the big toe. And she was always hooking that second toe on something as she was rushing around because there was never enough time to get things done like it is in life, even with me. And you just go from this thing to that thing to that thing. And she was always scooting around and she would hook her toe on something. It would go wonky. She would tape it up and move on. There's no time for icing, putting it up, or wallowing in it. You just tape it up and keep going. And that's how my mom lived her life. You just keep going.
And that's a good lesson to learn too, for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to be kind to anyone, even if they're different than you. And by the way, we all are different in some way with our body, but we all have the same hurtful feelings, and we, don't need that. Okay, take care, be good, help mom and dad or whoever's taking care of you. Maybe offer to take the trash out if you're big enough, or a little errand. Don't expect anything for it, but you're well taken care of and loved. Take care now. Talk to you later. Oh, and you're going to see a picture of Christy's feet. I promise. Talk to you later.
Be kind to everyone. Here, let's use this foot here. See?
Yeah.
My toes are not
Look at
ugly.
the toe.
Yeah.
No.
Mama's toe was way longer. Way longer. It was like another finger.
Not that long. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed our little show. Be sure and subscribe. Don't forget to watch the video all the way to see more exciting adventures with Grandma Bonnie. Hit the like button. Thank you. Bye-bye.